Welcome back to our research series. Today we're going to talk about what to do with sources that you find on the internet. That would be something just that you would find through a search engine like Google. Now I'm not going to talk much about the reliability of Google because that was covered in a previous video. I'm just going to talk about a few places to go in general on the internet and then how to document what you find. So if you do a search, I'm going to do a general search using terms like I previously in previous videos. English Bulldog will bring up a variety of information. Now, we are not going to use Wikipedia because you know that that can be edited and so it is not considered appropriate for academic research. And I'm also not going to cite information in any of these kind of pop-up ads. This one notes that it's from Wikipedia, so you could not use it. But even if it didn't say Wikipedia, these site ads or banner type ads can change. So I'm going to fast forward and pretend I've been searching for a while and I find something about the American Kennel Club. Now, after quite a bit of research, I've found some information under training and temperament that I want to use. In fact, this specifically, I want to use this line about the bulldog being very intelligent. I know that before I even begin to pull facts, I need to create a Works Cited page. Now there are a lot of tools for this, Noodle Tools, Bib, something. I use Son of Citation or Citation Machine. So I'm going to go to Citation Machine. And I'm going to back this out just a little bit so you can see the selections that I've made. When I go to Citation Machine, I first choose my style, which is MLA, and then I look across the top. I choose website because that's what I'm doing. And I have a couple of options, autofill or manual entry. Well, if I can autofill, that's what I want to try. To use autofill, I go back to my source website and I copy the link. I paste it and I search. And what will pop up is an option to select the website. I can use manual entry, but I really caution you. If your website cannot be found, that's kind of a clue that it may not be reliable. So I prefer to use sites that can be found using autofill. Now I click select. This is an important step. It will tell me the things that were found, such as title, website title, URL, but it will also tell me the things that could not be found. As a rule of thumb, which means every teacher can vary, but this is a way to gauge, as long as the what you can find box contains more items than what could not be found, that's at least an okay website to pursue, assuming that you've done the CARS reliability test and everything that Schmoop talked about in his video that we looked at yesterday. We go to the final step. It's not really the final step because there's a couple of more, but it will show me how information was placed. And I can clean up things. For example, I really don't necessarily need this little dash. And I can decide to leave or display URL. Now the URL, according to the MLA, Modern Language Association Style Manual, is optional. I have my students, and when I do research, I display it because I like to quickly be able to access that information again if I need more facts. If you're not a CoachRamp student, then you can check with your teacher for those preferences. I'm going to create citation. And now, much like in the Inspire series, I can simply copy this citation. There's a copy and paste button, but for some odd reason I like to highlight. I'm going to copy. Move over to my sample research paper. I want to place it alphabetically, so I need space under Bixler. Paste without formatting. And now I have a wonderful entry, and I can begin copying notes. So now I'm ready to use this note. I know that my internal citation is going to be the article title, so when I come up and place this, I'm just going to paste it down here because we've already done some other work. I'm going to paste, quote, and I'm going to cite. And I could continue finding information that way. Now there's one more thing that I want to show you on the internet, because many many sources on the internet are becoming equipped with a actual Works Cited button embedded into the source. And that is good for two reasons. One, it's just easier for you to cite, and two, if the author wants to be cited, it does sort of hint at reputation, although it's not a guarantee. So another place that sometimes you can go to if you don't want to use Inspire, you're doing a quick search, is an online encyclopedia. Now I prefer Britannica because it is one that I know has been around for a long, long time. There's encyclopedia.com and some others, but I'm not as familiar with those. So this is Britannica.com. It will come in, it looks almost like a news page, but I can search it. Same keywords. I like encyclopedias for giving a brief overview. And I get one article. It is indeed fairly brief, but it could provide some good background information. But what I really like about it is that it has a cite button. And it's good to look for sources that have their own cite button. When I do this, it shortcuts immediately to my site. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to move over to my sample paper, and Bulldog, just that's the plain title, is going to come before Bulldog History and Training, so I'm going to paste without formatting. Remember, I am responsible for cleaning this up, so that means I have to capitalize my B. And I'd like to show you a few other things that have already been done. You notice how I have this nice, it's called a hanging indent, and it's very easy to see when a new source begins. I'm going to undo this so that I can show you how that was completed. So if you haven't done anything in Google Docs, you're going to look like this. So hopefully you already have the header, you have the title, Works with an S cited, you have the entire document double-spaced, and it is in alphabetical order. So I'm going to highlight the body of my entries, not my title, and I'm going to create a hanging indent. I use that through the ruler bar. Now if your ruler bar is not displayed, you need to go to View and Show Ruler. But mine is displayed. I'm going to use these little indent buttons. They're a little tricky to use. They take practice, but they're not that complex. First, I'm going to grab, it'll pop up left indent, but really I'm placing my pointer in the center of the triangle on the bottom, and I'll pull it over to 1/2 inch, and then I will pull the top back, and I get my hanging indent. Now, sometimes when you do that, you will end up with pieces that seem like this, for example. Let's look at this. Now, I know that all of these are supposed to go together, and I can't figure out why encyclopedia is out. So there's a temptation to tab it, which just makes the rest of this look weird. What you actually need to do is you need to backspace carefully 1 or 2 times, and eventually it will pop back into alignment. So that tells you a little bit about citing the internet, as well as setting up your Works Cited page. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.